Right, you lot. Welcome to the most expensive car countdown you'll ever see. We're talking about the pinnacle of automotive extravagance, the kind of machines that would make a Saudi prince blush. These beauties are so exclusive, most of us will only ever see them in our dreams, but that's what we're here for, isn't it? To gawk at the engineering marvels and outrageous design flourishes that separate the mere mortals from the titans of industry. Get ready to be amazed by these incredible machines that push the boundaries of luxury and performance. We're talking horsepower figures that'll make your hair stand on end and price tags that'll leave you speechless. So buckle up, grab your wallets, not that there'll be much use here, and let's dive into the decadent world of the top 10 most expensive cars in the world for 2025. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a car that's as Italian as a gondola full of opera singers eating spaghetti. It's the Ferrari Pininfarina Sergio, a car so exclusive they only made a handful. And when I say a handful, I mean it. Rumor has it they built less than 10 of these beauties, each one a rolling testament to Italian craftsmanship and design. Now, $3 million might seem like a bit steep for a car that looks like it lost a fight with a cheese grater, but trust me, this thing is special. Underneath that, shall we say, unique bodywork beats the heart of a Ferrari 458 Spider. That means a naturally aspirated V8 engine screaming its lungs out just behind your head. It's the automotive equivalent of Pavarotti hitting a high note, and it's glorious. But it's not just about the performance. The Pininfarina Sergio is a tribute to the legendary Italian design house, and it shows. The flowing lines, the minimalist interior, it's all so achingly stylish you'd think it was designed by Armani himself. Of course, all this Italian flair comes at a price, $3 million to be precise, but hey, when you're talking about a car this rare, this beautiful, and this damn fast, who's counting? Coming in at number 9, we have a car that's as subtle as a chainsaw in a library. It's the Pagani Huayra BC, and it's a rolling testament to the fact that some people just like to show off. And you know what? Good for them. If I had the kind of money it takes to buy one of these beasts, I'd drive it around in a bathrobe, just to make a point. The Huayra BC is named after Benny Caiola, a close friend of Horacio Pagani and the first person to ever buy a Pagani. It's a fitting tribute, as this car is every bit as outrageous and unforgettable as the man himself. Power comes from a 6-litre, twin-turbocharged AMG V12 engine that produces a frankly ludicrous 789 horsepower. That's enough to propel this Italian stallion from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less time than it takes to say Mamma Mia. And did I mention the noise? It sounds like an angry god gargling with nails. But the Huayra BC is not just about brute force, it's also a technological tour de force with active aerodynamics that would make a fighter jet jealous. And the interior, let's just say it's more luxurious than a sultan's palace. So there you have it, the Pagani Huayra BC, a car that's as beautiful as it is bonkers. At number 8, we have a car that's designed to do one thing and one thing only: go around corners faster than anything else on the planet. It's the Bugatti Divo, and it's basically a Chiron that's been to finishing school. Don't get me wrong, the Chiron is a fantastic car, but the Divo's a whole different animal. Bugatti took the already potent Chiron and gave it a serious makeover. The bodywork is more aggressive, with a massive rear wing that could double as a picnic table. And the suspension, it's been lowered and stiffened to handle all that extra downforce. The result is a car that's not just fast in a straight line, but can also dance through corners like a ballerina on wheels. It's still powered by that monstrous 8-litre quad-turbocharged W16 engine, but now it's even more focused, even more agile. Of course, all this performance comes at a price, $5.8 million to be precise. But hey, when you're talking about a car that can outhandle a Formula One car, who's counting? Chapter 4, number 7. Lamborghini Veneno, $4.5 million. Number 7 on our list is a car that's about as subtle as a Lamborghini painted lime green and covered in bullhorns. It's the Lamborghini Veneno, and it's a car that was built for one reason and one reason only: to celebrate Lamborghini's 50th anniversary. Now you might be thinking, a car to celebrate Lamborghini's birthday? Why not just throw a party and get everyone a cake shaped like a Countach? And to that, I say, because that's boring. Lamborghinis aren't about being boring. They're about being loud, obnoxious, and over the top. And the Veneno is nothing if not over the top. It's based on the Aventador, but with even more aggressive styling, a massive rear wing that would make a Boeing 747 jealous, and a price tag that's enough to make your eyes water. Only 13 Venenos were ever made, 3 coupes and 10 roadsters. Each one is powered by a 6.5-litre V12 engine that produces a mind-boggling 740 horsepower. That's enough to propel this Italian bull from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a blistering 2.9 seconds. So there you have it, the Lamborghini Veneno, a car that's as ridiculous as it is desirable. Chapter 5. Number 6 Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita, $4.8 million. At number 6 we have a car that's so rare it's practically a unicorn. It's the Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita, and it's covered in diamonds. Yes, you heard that right, diamonds. Now you might be thinking, diamonds on a car, isn't that a bit much? And to that I say, of course it's a bit much. But that's the point, this is a Koenigsegg, for crying out loud. They don't do subtle. The CCTXR Trevita is based on the already insane CCXR, but with one key difference, the bodywork. Instead of being painted, the Trevita's body panels are made from a material called Koenigsegg Shielded Naked Carbon, which is basically carbon fiber that's been impregnated with diamond dust. The result is a car that sparkles like a disco ball in the sunlight. It's absolutely mesmerizing. And under all that bling, just a 4.8-litre twin supercharged V8 engine that produces over 1,000 horsepower. The Trevita is about as close as you can get to driving a diamond. It's fast, it's exclusive, and it's absolutely bonkers. Just what you'd expect from a company that builds cars for people who think a Bugatti is too common. Chapter 6, Number 5, Mercedes-Maybach Exelero, $8 million. Coming in at number 5, we have a car that's longer than a school bus and about as subtle as a brick to the face. It's the Mercedes-Maybach Exelero. And it's what happens when you take a Maybach limousine, give it a sports car makeover, and then hand it over to a team of engineers with a God complex. The Exelero was originally commissioned by Fulda Tires as a high-speed test car for their new generation of high-performance tires, and boy did they get their money's worth. This thing is powered by a twin-turbocharged V12 engine that produces a staggering 690 horsepower and 752 pound-feet of torque. That's enough to propel this land yacht from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a mere 4.4 seconds. But the Exelero is not just about straight-line speed, it's also got the handling prowess of a much smaller car thanks to its sophisticated suspension and all-wheel drive system. And the interior, let's just say it's more luxurious than a 5-star hotel suite. So there you have it, the Mercedes-Maybach Exelero, a car that's as imposing as it is impressive. At number 4, we have a car that's a tribute to one of the greatest Bugattis of all time. It's the Bugatti 110, and it's basically a modern-day interpretation of the legendary EB110. Now, the EB110 was a bit of a legend in its own time. It was the first supercar to feature a carbon fiber chassis, all-wheel drive, and a quad-turbocharged V12 engine. It was absolutely bonkers. And the 110? Well, it's basically a love letter to that car. It's got the same wedge-shaped design, the same insane performance, and the same "I'm going to need a second mortgage" price tag. Only 10 110s were ever built, each one powered by a modified version of the Chiron's 8-litre quad-turbocharged W16 engine. That means it produces a mind-bending 1,600 horsepower. That's enough to make your face melt. So there you have it, the Bugatti 110, a fitting tribute to one of the greatest supercars of all time. Number 3 on our list is a car that's so exclusive, it makes a Bugatti Chiron look like a Toyota Camry. It's the Rolls-Royce Sweptail, and it's the most expensive new car ever sold. Yes, you heard that right. This thing cost a whopping $13 million. Why so expensive? Well, for starters, it's a one-off. That means it was designed and built specifically for one very wealthy and very discerning customer. Rumor has it, the owner is a collector of vintage yachts and aircraft, and they wanted a car that would complement their collection. The Sweptail is inspired by the sweeping lines of 1920s and 1930s Rolls-Royce cars, with a massive, imposing grille, a long, flowing hood, and a tapered rear end that's reminiscent of a luxury yacht. The interior is even more impressive, with handcrafted wood veneers, bespoke leather upholstery, and enough champagne storage to satisfy even the thirstiest billionaire. So there you have it, the Rolls-Royce Sweptail, a car that's as unique as it is expensive. Coming in at number 2, we have a car that's as rare as a sober Scotsman on New Year's Eve. It's the Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta, and it's basically Horacio Pagani's swan song. Now, for those of you who don't know, Horacio Pagani is the man behind some of the most beautiful and desirable supercars ever made. The Zonda is his masterpiece, a car that's as much a work of art as it is a machine, and the HP Barchetta, well, it's the ultimate expression of the Zonda. Only 3 were ever made, and one of them is owned by Horacio himself. The HP Barchetta is essentially a Zonda Roadster with the roof chopped off, but that's like saying the Mona Lisa is just a painting of a woman. Sure, it's technically accurate, but it doesn't even begin to describe the sheer beauty and craftsmanship on display. The HP Barchetta is powered by a 7.3-litre naturally aspirated V12 engine that produces a glorious 789 horsepower. That's enough to propel this Italian masterpiece from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. So there you have it, the Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta, a fitting tribute to one of the greatest car designers of all time. And finally, number 1, we have the big one, the car that makes a Pagani look like a Fiat Panda. It's the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, and it's the most expensive car in the world. This thing cost a staggering $18.7 million. Why so expensive? Well, for starters, it's a one-off. That means it was designed and built specifically for one very lucky and very wealthy customer. Rumor has it the owner is none other than Cristiano Ronaldo, but that's never been officially confirmed. The La Voiture Noire is a tribute to the legendary Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic, one of the most beautiful and valuable cars ever made. Only 4 Atlantics were ever built, and 3 of them are accounted for. The 4th one, well, it disappeared during World War II and has never been seen since. The La Voiture Noire is Bugatti's way of bringing that lost legend back to life. It's got the same sleek aerodynamic design, the same imposing presence, and the same "I'm so rich I could buy a small island" price tag. Underneath that stunning bodywork is the same 8-litre quad turbocharged W16 engine that powers the Chiron. But in the La Voiture Noire, it's been tuned to produce an even more ludicrous 1,500 horsepower. So there you have it, the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, the most expensive car in the world. Well, there you have it, folks. The top 10 most expensive cars in the world for 2025. From diamond-encrusted Koenigsegg's to one-off Bugattis, these cars are the very definition of automotive excess. They're the kind of machines that make you drool on your keyboard and fantasize about winning the lottery. Thanks for joining us on this luxurious ride through the world's most expensive cars of 2025. We've seen some incredible machines today, haven't we? It's enough to make you want to sell your house and live in a cardboard box just to own one of these beauties for a day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing content. And be sure to let us know in the comments which one of these cars you'd buy if you had a bank account that looked like a phone number. Until next time, happy motoring.